What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. 360 Sports, first show this semester. We're talking NFL. I'm with Derrick, Jenna, Carter. Guys, before we start the jam show, what's your favorite thing you did this summer?
Favorite thing I did this summer? So I had an internship with the CW, a lot of fun. And that's probably the favorite thing I did this summer. I was in New York. I live in New York. Great city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jenna.
I went to Italy, so
Wow.
what can top that? You know, it was beautiful.
Carter,
Amazing.
can you beat Italy?
No, I can't beat either of those. I live
Fair.
in New Jersey. I went to a very mediocre beach, and
What
you know,
beach?
Seabright. If
Okay,
anyone
that's
lives
mid,
around
that's
that
mid.
area, so I like it. That's my beach.
Okay, fair. I didn't really do anything that cool. Let's just get into the show.
I like it.
Guys, week 2 NFL football, Chiefs-Bengals, whenever these two teams play, I mean, something happens. Also, it always seems that the Chiefs, something bad happens, then they get it called bad. Like, something gets... Guys, it's the first show. Give me a break, already? I can feel it already. A penalty. What do you guys think about this, Derrick?
Like, how do you call that? As an Eagles fan, it just kind of hurts because, you know, happened to me. I watched it. Happened live. It was pretty upsetting. But do I think the Chiefs were bailed? If that's the question, no. It is a penalty. It's supposed to be called. Sadly, yes, I know. We all hate the Chiefs now. Whatever. Okay, cool. Am I worried about the Bengals? Not really. Not really. I mean, they do this every year, and then they end up beating Josh Allen in the playoffs, and then they play Mahomes and either win or lose. So, really, what's changed? Nothing really changed
Listen, I don't know.
for me.
Jenna, what do you think?
First of all, the Chiefs, they always just find a way to win somehow. Like Patrick Mahomes gets it done. It was a penalty, like you said. It was a penalty. So I'm not going to whine about it. It happened. I'm not too worried about the Bengals either. I think the last few seasons they started out 0-2. So this is nothing new. This is how they are. I think they'll get back into the groove of things. They do need to establish a run game. I think they ran for under 100 yards against the Chiefs, so they got to get on that. But I'm not worried. I'm worried about Jamar Chase. I'm not worried about the Bengals.
Okay. I like that.
Carter?
That's my exact outlook. Like, it's 100% a penalty. You could see here that the body hits the player before the ball's even there in the area. They're going to call that every day of the week. And the big issue with the Bengals for me is the Jamar Chase situation. That really worries me. You could see Jamar and Joe Burrow going back and forth. I don't think it's that deep, obviously, because they're friends off the field as well. But I think Jamar's situation, mainly with the Bengals organization, is what concerns me. I think there is some situation that needs to get panned out eventually.
Yeah, I mean, they're in a tough situation. T. Higgins also, that guy can't stay on the field. I mean, I had him in fantasy the last 2 years. Thank God I don't this year. He can't stay on the field. Great player when he's on the field, but can't stay on it. And Jamar will figure it out. Remember a couple of his rookie year when they're like, he can't catch a ball in the preseason?
Yep.
He figured it out.
Yep.
If a contract situation's in his head, it'll all be good in the end of the day. Burrow, though, if he didn't play well in that game, and, then I think they'd have issues. But he outplayed Mahomes.
Exactly.
So, I mean, I think they're fine.
So on that standpoint, really quickly, Joe Burrow's the second best quarterback in the NFL, right? We could all agree.
I don't agree with
we
you.
could all agree.
But that's all.
Second best.
I was just asking.
Derrick,
I
you're
was
going
just
down
asking.
a
We can-
very
I was
dangerous
about to say,
road
we
there
can-
that
we
I
can keep it
don't
going.
think we can afford to
Want
do
to know a
right
more
now.
that's
dangerous
all right.
one? I like Herbert more than Burrow.
Herbert's
That's,
good.
I don't know.
I
what
like
that
Herbert
is.
more than
That's
Burrow.
just not
I do too.
accurate.
I
No
do
way.
agree with you, though, about
I don't
Joe
think Burrow's
Burrow.
bad.
Based on last week, I was like, I have him in
Yeah.
fantasy, so
That's
I was a
fair.
little worried. But after the game on Sunday,
Warriors are no
Or not
longer a
Sunday.
concern.
They'll be fine. I think the
I think
Bengals will be
so.
fine,
Yeah.
but organizationally, they got to figure some stuff out.
I agree.
Yeah. I mean, their number one receiver is not happy, so figure it out.
He's never
Right.
happy, though. You just got to just
that's
keep
true.
The
going.
position, honestly, is kind of
Yeah.
that's what you get with it.
Yeah.
A little
Yeah, it
dramatic.
is.
Yeah.
But you know what? Bengals lost, but some other teams won this past week. Some big upsets, too. Vikings over the 49ers, led by that guy right there, Sam Darnold. Raiders over the Ravens. That was another good game. What surprised you most? And what's going on with these teams that can't get it going right now?
So, before I even go into that, I was on a hate watch spree yesterday. Cowboys
Whoa.
lost, amazing. Niners lost, amazing. I was hate watching, and everything about this game just brought a smile to my face. Very demure, very mindful. I loved
Whoa.
it. With that being said, Sam Darnold, he played great. I really wasn't expecting this
Yeah.
from Sam Darnold this season, honestly.
D.
He's playing great. I want to see if he can keep it up. I am worried about the Niners, not from a scheme standpoint or even a player standpoint, but from a health standpoint. Can they stay healthy? Christian McCaffrey's hurt. Bosa got hurt. Kittle got carted to the locker room, then came back. How long is Fred Warner going to be able to carry this defense? Fred Warner is the best linebacker I think I've ever seen.
I think Salah said it after the game last week. He's a first ballot. I don't
even think it's close.
Yeah.
He's the only reason that game
It's
wasn't
even close.
Yeah.
It's even close.
He was huge.
I agree. I think the Vikings win over the 49ers surprised me the most because even though the score, it wasn't too much of a difference. I think it was 23-17. I think the Vikings, they dominated every quarter of that game over the 49ers. Sam Darnold, he looked really good. They ran the football well. Purdy got sacked 6 times, was it?
Yeah.
That's
so
actually crazy.
That's crazy.
He has not looked good this season, but I'm a hate watcher, so I don't want to.
Yeah, I think the Vikings coaching, though, I think that's why the team looks this good.
I 100% agree with that. I think the Vikings coaching staff is arguably top 3 in the league. O'Connell and Flores are absolutely fantastic.
Flores is
I
very
mean, they
good.
don't
Like I
have
said, Flores
any
is very
star on the edge, and they're leading the league in sacks. And I think
Yeah.
that is massive. Darnold, I mean, O'Connell can make any quarterback I feel look good. Like, he made Dobbs look good. He's made Darnold look good. And I would say the biggest surprise, this doesn't surprise me as much, but I think the Saints beating the Cowboys, how they did it.
Yeah.
I think the addition of Clint Kubiak is massive to the Saints. They were raving about him in the offseason and how he completely changed how that offense is now.
Right.
They look so much more dynamic. Alvin Kamara, I mean, it looks like he's 5 years younger.
Yep.
I mean, he had 4 touchdowns yesterday against the Dallas Cowboys in Dallas. That's absolutely fantastic and unheard of. And of course, I played him in fantasy. I didn't have him.
Yeah, running back.
I had him on one team.
I had him, I think, with 2 teams. Not to brag.
Bless you.
Good
Yeah, I didn't take him. But yeah, I thought Alvin, I thought he was kind of falling off, honestly. Running backs, they don't last too long. You might see him for 4 years, whatever. But he's like coming back. I don't know what's going on. What did he drop? 44 points this week, 22 last week.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Could it be the scheme? I'm just
I
asking
know,
because
I think
everybody is running that West Coast
I think
run it to
Clint
the edge
Kubiak-
scheme. Excuse me.
I think you're 100% right.
Yeah.
Like, I think Clint Kubiak, that addition, he's going to get a coaching job after this
Yeah,
year. If the Saints
100%.
are
Yeah.
consistently putting up offensive performances like this. Like, I don't think the Saints are this good.
No.
But the O-line I thought was going to be bad. And
O-line looks
it's
really
good.
good.
Yeah.
It looks
O-line
really
looks
good.
really
Derek Carr's
good.
sitting back there and having a good time.
Yeah.
He is.
And Rashid Shaheed, I mean,
Yeah.
he is good for one big
Yeah.
play a game, and that's like that's all he does. But listen,
You get it every
if
time.
it's a
That's what you
touchdown.
need. It's consistent.
Exactly.
If it's a touchdown. Moving on, some not great news. Tua, another concussion last Thursday against the Bills. A lot of people are saying he should retire. He said he doesn't want to retire. I think he's seeing a concussion specialist. What are your guys' thoughts on this whole situation, Derrick? You start.
I think I don't want to tell people to retire because I feel like it's not my place.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think he should just respectfully think about his family, look towards
Think
the
about
future,
himself.
Yeah.
think about himself for sure. Because at some point, it's not like there are many concussions. It'd be different, because I do have it there. I think linebackers probably get a concussion about every other week, most likely, especially the good ones when they're hitting that hard, that fast. But these are like concussions where his body is freezing up.
Yeah.
Things of that nature that just don't look normal and that shouldn't happen. So I think it's time for him to just take a look. You don't have to do it this time, but maybe just take a look, see what you can do differently. But somebody definitely should have a chat with him about other alternatives.
Yeah. I don't know why he always leads with his head. I feel like he always does this. Whenever he like refuses to go down and then it just ends up, he gets a concussion. Do I think he's going to retire? No. Do I think he should retire? Yes. Because this is his, third concussion just in the NFL. He had one in college as well. So
Yeah.
I think he, like you said, I think he should look at the options and, yeah.
I agree. I'm a big Tua fan. I like him. He's a great player, an even better player, even better person off the field. That's what you hear about him. I 100% think he's got to think about not only himself but the family as well. Like, he has a future outside of football. There's more to life than just football.
Yeah.
Like, he is blessed to be able to play a sport and be talented and to make a living off of it, but he's going to be set for his life. Like, you can't replace your future life with a potentially, cutting what could be normal short. And I think Tua's got to really consider that. I know it's hard to take your heart out of the game like that because he clearly has a passion and love for the sport, but at the end of the day, it's what's more important.
It's not football.
Yeah,
It's not.
It's
exactly.
not
know.
football.
It's not.
Derrick, one quick point. I think you made a good point. These aren't just concussions where it's like, oh, he went into the blue tent to see.
Yeah.
He is literally
Right.
on the field and his body is like spat. These are not normal concussions.
Correct.
I mean, they could be. I'm no doctor, but doesn't look normal, and it's becoming like every year this is happening too. So again, I'm not going to tell somebody to retire, but it definitely is concerning. And then some other news, we don't have this in the slides at all, but Pacheco's out potentially 6 to 8 weeks.
I saw that. Broken fibula, right?
Broken fibula. Jermaine Johnson tore Achilles. That stinks for the Jets. Hassan Reddick.
I about to
give
say
him a
sign
call.
Hassan.
Give him a call.
Sign Hassan.
Cooper Kupp's out a minimum of 4 weeks. And then just other news, Bryce Young is benched.
Yeah.
Quick notes on that before we go. Anybody, anything? No? Just
Giving
that's
up
how it
on
is?
Bryce Young after
Yeah.
18 games is kind of
That's
crazy.
what I think.
Maybe it's just me. Jermaine Johnson, I mean,
Sucks, man.
a lot of potential. Didn't really get a chance to show it. He got hurt. Sign Hassan Reddick or trade him back to the Eagles.
I
Just
know.
me. And that's really all I got.
Yeah.
I would agree. Like the Bryce Young situation is completely. I think it's from the top of the ownership. I think
Yeah.
Tepper
He's
is
gotta
a
go.
big key issue, and he has to seriously consider selling the team, or he needs to tighten up and do better at his job as an owner and finding people and players to build a foundational organization.
Yeah.
Because
100%.
it's
That's
a
a good
mess.
point.
It's absolutely
Yeah.
a mess.
It's not
It
fair to
is.
Bryce either. Like,
Yeah.
No, it's
Baker
not.
and Darnold have gone, and they both look good all of a sudden.
Yep.
It's not a coincidence.
exactly.
Not wrong.
Very true.
Not wrong. All right, moving on, guys. 2 weeks of football. Honestly, it means nothing. I've seen teams be 2-0 before and do terrible. Teams that be 0-2 and do great.
Yeah.
But we're going to give you 3 teams. You're going to tell me if they're contenders or pretenders. First off, we talked a little bit about them. The New Orleans Saints are 2-0, and they look pretty dangerous. Derrick, are they a contender or pretender?
So I had to really try my hardest to not say pretender, but I think they are contenders. I just, the way that this scheme is, we see it every year. Teams like Green Bay, teams like San Francisco end up at least making it to the playoffs, if not past the first round. So every time I'm going to bet with this scheme. It's the Kyle Shanahan tree. It just keeps growing, and they keep running the West Coast. I'm going to run it to the outside between the tackle and the guard and run you off of play action, and it works every year, no matter who they play. So I'm going to say a contender. I don't know how far that'll get them,
Hey.
but I don't think they're pretenders.
Contender?
Contender.
Oh,
I think they are a contender. 2 words. Alvin Kamara. I think he's insane. We already talked about his fantasy points, but I thought he was falling off, like I said before. And I definitely did not see this coming. I think it's really fun to watch them play right now. And Derek Carr, he looks really good with this offense.
He does.
Yeah,
He
he
does.
is looking good. And yeah, Olave, Rashid, they also look good. So nothing but good things to say about this team right now.
2 contenders.
I'll keep it short. Playoff contender. That's their ceiling.
Okay.
Listen,
That's
what I
what
agree.
they say.
I
agree.
That's
Yeah.
what we need to say.
100%.
Yeah, I think
Right.
that is their ceiling. I think they have a legit shot in that division to win it, and I don't see them really going any further. Fine, prove me wrong. I mean, we'll see.
There you go.
Yeah.
And I didn't mention their defense. Sorry, Cade.
No,
I didn't mention their defense because, I mean, they've had a great defense for years. It's never been the defense's fault. It's been, do we have a quarterback after Drew Brees? And is Chris Olave going to stay healthy? Is Alvin Kamara going to stay out of trouble? And are we going to have an O-line? And it seems like all 4 of those questions have miraculously been solved in the offseason.
Yeah. I mean, they won. I think they won like 8 or 9 games last year, so they weren't like
Yeah.
a terrible team last year. Derek Carr just didn't get off to the best start. He did this year. They're a contender just because Carr is a guy that can be. I mean, the Raiders made the playoffs. What, his last year there? So I mean, they are a contender to me. Next team, Lions. I don't know why this team's on this list, but listen, no hate.
No,
Derek.
I'm a contender. I mean, I'm not gonna dispute them after one game. I've said it for years. Jared Goff isn't that good.
Whoa.
He's not. Let's
I
be
don't think
honest.
he is.
No, that good and good
Okay,
are 2 different
okay.
things. Jared Goff isn't that good.
1 to 10,
So-
what would you give them? Like, if you could. I know
Okay,
it's kind of
okay.
on the spot, but
So I think I'm not gonna give him a number. I'm gonna say he's in that Baker tier.
okay, that's,
I think
Okay.
that's a great
but
answer.
current
actually,
Baker,
great answer.
like current Baker.
Yeah,
I
that's
think he's in that
completely fair.
Baker tier. I don't think he's above it. I don't think he's below it. They're gonna go as far as Jared Goff can take them when teams start to stack the box against Dave Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah.
If he can make throws to Wilson and Amon-Ra, slot merchant, they'll be fine.
Slot
but if he
merchant.
can't, they won't be fine.
Right.
They're contenders, though. I mean, that's a great team with a great coaching staff. I'm not going to call them not contenders for losing one good game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I'm also going to say they're contenders. I think it was kind of a letdown after the emotion of opening Sunday Night Football up with their win over the Rams. But like Derek said, I think they'll be fine. That's all I've got to say about them.
I think they're contenders, but I don't really trust Goff. And I know that might sound like an overreaction, but my issue with Goff is like, I think we've already seen what he is. And I don't think we're going to get anything better than that. Like, Goff is going to have games where you're like, wow, this guy's a top 10 quarterback, and he's legit. Why aren't we talking about him enough? And then you're going to have a game where you're like, why is this guy still on the team?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't hate Goff. I think he's serviceably, good enough to get you to the Super Bowl and even win you one. You put the pieces around him, he can do it. Mm-hmm. But he needs the pieces. He's not an X factor kind of quarterback like a Josh Allen or a Mahomes, and he's not close either. Yeah, he's closer to Baker Mayfield than he is closer to like a Joe Burrow.
There's nothing 100% though.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Stability is very important in the league, and the Lions have that. So they got to just win the games and play better football, I think.
Yeah.
And they will.
Yeah. Contender. Next team, also don't know why on this list because they're a clear contender. The New York Jets. Derrick,
Yikes.
you're about to say something crazy. I'm
not. Listen. I'm going to tone it down today. First show.
Okay.
Easing back into the thing. Mm-hmm. But I said pretender as of right now. But it can change. You know I'm an Aaron Rodgers guy. I'm an
not so sure.
I'm an Aaron Rodgers guy. Okay. It's just, it looks a little shaky. I can't lie. It looks a little shaky. The defense looks shaky, which is even more confusing because the defense is always good. So I just don't know. There's like a lot of question marks. I can't really get a feeling. But I think by week 4/week 5, we'll really know the truth. Mm-hmm. But for now, I'm going to go pretender just to be safe.
I feel the exact same way. I feel like right now I don't want to say contender or pretender because I literally just have so many questions. For example, is there even a dominant AFC team right now? Kansas City is a question mark for me based on the last 2 super close wins that they've had. And coach has got to prove that he's a winner. So I don't know. Rodgers has been good, though.
Yeah.
It's just, I feel like they don't have the weapons.
It just doesn't look right. Exactly.
Yeah.
It just doesn't look right yet.
Yeah.
And that's probably because they're doubling Garrett Wilson, as they should, and Mike Williams is coming back from an ACL injury, but it just doesn't look right. For him, Brees, and Garrett, I don't know if just them 3 can get them to the place where they want to go.
Exactly.
Carter?
I disagree. I think they're contenders.
There we go.
I'm not saying Super Bowl. It is week 2. This guy is how old, Rodgers? 40 years old? 40 or something? Coming off an Achilles tear.
That arm is 24, though.
But my whole thing is, like, do we really expect this team to look amazing right out the gate? Like, especially with the Rodgers situation, like, you can't expect that. That's my whole issue. My thing that holds me back from this team potentially being Super Bowl contenders is the coaching staff. I do not trust the coaching staff.
Yeah.
I think this team is very viable to get into the playoffs, but they don't scare me. Like if I'm the Kansas City Chiefs or the Buffalo Bills, I look at the Jets and I'm like, they'll put up a fight, but when it's said and done, I trust us more than, they do. Because these coaches are unproven. Robert Saleh has, I think, more blowout losses than wins.
He does.
Trust me,
which is not a great stat to have. But I think these New York Jets will be good enough to make the playoffs.
All right. I could talk about this all day. Great points. I texted my friends after the first quarter yesterday and said, Robert Saleh, good person, maybe not a great coach.
Okay.
Defensively, I don't know what's going on there. They have I can actually tell you what's going on. They don't have a rusher on this team, especially with Jermaine Johnson going down. They're depending on Michael Clemens, who I don't think is a good football player. If you've ever even heard of him, if you haven't, there you go. Offensively, I think they've honestly looked fine. I think it's the lack of being able to control the football, which really killed them in San Fran. They couldn't get any rhythm going because San Francisco had the ball 15 minutes longer than them.
Yep.
Offensive line looks great in pass pro, not in run blocking. Weapons, Mike Williams still on a snap count. He'll get there. Defensively, they got to figure it out. If they do, they do. I think I'm still not worried. You said a point, though. By week 4, we might know. I still am not sure because they get New England and Bo Nix the next 2 weeks.
That's fair.
So I
That's
still don't know if we're going to know what they're about.
But I think if they blow them out, I don't know. But okay, so here's my question to you
Those are
guys.
get-right games, though.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
If they win those games, that doesn't really say.
Well, then they go to London, they play the Vikings. I feel like that's a competent team to beat.
That is.
Yeah.
That's a
so
good point.
you win those 2, you go to London, you play the Vikings, you win there. I'm like, okay, well, there you go.
Yeah.
So let me ask, do you think, hypothetically speaking, if you played Baltimore in 4 weeks, do you think your offensive scheme would be able to put up points on that defense?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, at the end of the day,
then they're contenders.
Yeah.
They're contenders. And
do I think we
respect
win that game? Oh my gosh, the defense isn't showing me enough right now, which is shocking.
Okay.
But again, they banged up. Mosley left that game in late early. Michael Carter II is banged up. DJ Reed was out yesterday, so they're missing a lot, but still not enough for it to be that bad.
Okay.
But moving on. We're going to the board. I love going to the board. We're talking about overreactions. Still early, but give me an overreaction. It might not even be an overreaction if you really feel it. But Derrick,
I might be like a couple years late on this. I'm not gonna lie. I might be a couple years late. But here's my overreaction. Throw it up there. It's Trevor Lawrence.
Okay. I like where this is going.
Trevor Lawrence.
I do.
might just be a bust. I'm not gonna lie. There's really nothing you can say to protect this man at this point. We've gave him a running back. We've given him receivers. We've given him a competent coach that's proven to win a Super Bowl. We've given him a defense, and it's all been cycled through. And we're still gonna get 8 wins. Best believe that. And no matter what, this year he has a 51 completion percentage. That is terrible. I'm talking. Me and Cade could go out there and do that.
I've done it before.
That is bad. So I think my overreaction would be Trevor Lawrence is a bust, and I'm.
Are they
willing to say
0-2? Sorry.
They are.
I want to say they're 0-2. I do agree. I do
They
think
lost
they're
to
0-2.
Cleveland and they lost to Miami. They blew that Miami.
Yeah,
game.
they
blew
were
one
up
bad.
in that.
They
blew
were up
one bad.
17-0.
Not great.
And they should have beat Cleveland too. Cleveland did not play good.
Nope.
I don't know why they're taking Jerome Ford's snap count away, but that's none of my
mean, who else
business.
are
I
you gonna
guess.
run with?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't understand. That's very weird. I don't understand why they're doing that.
Yeah.
But if whatever they're doing in Cleveland, I'm gonna leave it in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Fair.
Listen, that's what they say.
I don't know.
At least Deshaun Watson says, Jenna, you're up.
All right, let's do it. Okay.
I'm interested in
I
this
don't
one.
even think mine's an overreaction. Like, I genuinely don't at all. Mine is that Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison Jr. will lead the Cardinals to the playoffs this year. I don't think that's crazy. I really don't. Kyler Murray is back, and I think yesterday showed it. Marvin Harrison Jr., he kind of proved himself. We saw in week 1, he only had like 4 yards, but then yesterday he goes off. And also, I think yesterday they scored on the first 4 drives of the game. They had 3 touchdowns, and they're looking really good. I really like this team. I see a lot of potential in them. So, yeah, I don't think it's an overreaction.
After yesterday, I don't think it is.
I like it. I still think Kyler should have gotten the ball more. That's just my personal opinion. He's on my fantasy team. Maybe I'm a little biased, but
Listen,
That's solid, yeah.
you got to look out for your guys.
They have a
too.
defense that can rush the passer.
Yeah.
What am I saying?
Dominate. Yeah, they looked dominant yesterday. I mean, what was it? 2 touchdowns in like 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 6 minutes?
Oh, I mean, they came out right out the gate to that Marvin Harrison Jr. pass.
Beautiful.
I mean, it was an amazing pass, too.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Carter,
Okay,
it's your
so
overreaction, dude.
my overreaction has to do with, Mr. Number 1 himself, and that's Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams is obviously under, a lot of scrutiny. He's the number 1 pick. They're 1-1. They probably shouldn't even won that first game, if we're being honest. But I think he's good. I think he looks good, and I think the overreaction is the fact that a lot of people online, if you're looking around, be like, this guy stinks. It's Justin Fields all over again. I'm like, let's pump the brakes here. Okay, let's pump the brakes. Justin Herbert and C.J. Stroud have completely changed everyone's opinions on how a rookie quarterback should look.
That is the best thing that's ever been said on this
This-
show.
I like
Sorry,
Yeah,
continue.
that's
like
really
This
good.
is how a rookie quarterback looks. I know the situation is better than normal. I'm well aware of that. Peyton Manning threw 28 interceptions in his first year as an NFL quarterback. What happened? He's a Hall of Famer now. I'm not saying Caleb's going to be a Hall of Famer. He might wear the same number as Peyton, but I don't know if he'll have the exact same career. But when it's said and done, I think Caleb Williams will pan out. I'm a Vikings fan. I don't even like the Bears. But give him time. Give him time. Let him play. And if anything's the issue with the Chicago Bears, it's the coaching staff.
Yeah.
It is not Caleb Williams. Let him play football. Let him finish the year, and we can make our assessments next year. I think he looks pretty good for a rookie.
Fair?
I like it.
Fair.
I'm not gonna say he looks good, but I think he is good. I agree with you.
I-
He shows flashes.
The rookie status.
Shows
I mean, if
flashes.
you just watch like
Yeah.
the plays he's making, you're like, that looks like he's been in the league for how many years? And then you see
Okay.
some.
Yeah, flash.
It's a rookie.
Yeah,
he
you're
looks
right.
terrible.
He's
just
but
a
that's
rookie.
definition of a rookie, and I think he's going to be just fine.
I
He's
agree.
just a
I agree with
I see
you
your
guys.
point.
He's just a rookie.
All right, Cade. Who you
So
got?
I have a lot to say, not much time to say. It's my initial my initial one. Sam Darnold was going to be an MVP. I was going to come up here. I was going to rip my shirt off, have a Sam Darnold shirt, rip that shirt off, and show my Sam Darnold tattoo I have right here. 2020, COVID, me and my brother would have full-on arguments about Sam Darnold on the Jets. My mom probably has PTSD if she ever hears Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold MVP, not an overreaction. My overreaction here, is it biggest bust of all time? Look at this
Okay.
guy. He just got benched.
Okay.
No. He just got benched. What did the Panthers trade to get him? First off, they took him over C.J. Stroud, which, I mean, C.J. Stroud is looking like a potential all-pro quarterback. They gave up so much, especially if Caleb Williams gives up. That pick they used to pick Caleb Williams was from the Panthers. I believe there was a second-round pick in there. There's still a second-round pick next year. I think they got something else out of it. They traded DJ Moore also. Who knows? Biggest bust ever.
All
I'm
right.
just so
Just
disappointed
Google
in you,
Jamarcus
Cade.
Russell.
I'm just so disappointed in you.
Okay, Jamarcus Russell may be a worse player. Did the Raiders trade Caleb Williams and take Jamarcus over a potential all-pro?
Sam Bradford.
I don't think Sam Bradford.
Sam Bradford. We're talking Sam Bradford.
No, I think Jamarcus
Sam
Russell and
Bradford's
Ryan
Bradford.
Leaf I would put over Bryce Young.
100%.
I just think Carolina's situation is so bad.
I think what they did to pick Bryce Young makes him the biggest bust.
the transaction.
If he doesn't turn
I get
out.
it. The transaction makes it
Yeah.
look worse.
I still believe in
Yeah.
him, by the way. I'm not throwing him to the side.
yeah.
I had to watch Zach Wilson and Sam Darnold for 3+ years, guys. I'm not throwing him to the side yet. But considering what they gave up to get him,
I understand you because of what they gave up.
yeah. All right, guys, I'm sorry I had to do that so fast. We're
happens.
running a little quick on time here.
It happens.
Sorry, guys. All
Get
right,
it going.
breathe.
It's all good.
Wavelength. This is a new one. It's been going around social media. Apparently, I wouldn't know. I've had a number in my brain. Hold on, I'm thinking. Okay, I got the number. You guys are gonna ask a question. It can be like Caleb Williams potential, and then it could be whatever. If that's that number, I'll tell you. If it's not, listen. You guys got to keep going.
Okay.
Who wants to ask a question for Derrick? Ask a question
Okay.
first, man.
Jalen Hurts. No. Eagles' potential to win the Super Bowl this year.
I have a question. What if they get close to it right off the bat?
Just keep going.
Keep going. Okay. Jenna,
Oh,
your question.
give me a receiver.
You gotta.
Ooh.
Yeah, you gotta.
Well, that was a weird question. I didn't like that question.
No, because I know. I know you think.
Yeah, but that's like the number. What I would be telling you
Okay.
is the number.
Okay.
What you had to ask is like a team's
Okay.
chances of the Super
Right,
Bowl.
right.
Okay.
Give me a wide receiver.
Yeah.
We'll go Jalen Waddle.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I think I know where your head's at. Okay.
That
send it
could
off.
be he could be a little lower than the number.
Okay, I've
But
got an idea in my head.
Jalen Waddle's the first one that popped in my head. Carter?
I would say give me a edge rusher.
Edge rusher.
I like that.
Hassan Reddick. Playing. I think that's pretty good number.
With the cleats on.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Not
In Philly?
Yeah.
Now I'm a little confused here.
Okay. Can I get? Let me get one more question.
Yeah, fix your
Give
question.
me a cornerback.
A cornerback.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I mean, like, he's too high. I'm trying to run through corners. Yeah, Jair Alexander.
Okay.
I feel like
all right.
Jair and Jalen Waddle is
All
kind
right,
of
it's
like,
just a little
I know,
different.
that's why
Jalen
I'm
Waddle can go for
struggling.
150.
All right. I think I know where I'm at.
Okay, so now we need
I'm
to
about to say,
discuss.
yeah, you guys want
Yeah,
we
you
need
guys
to
can
discuss.
discuss.
So I'm thinking 6 or 7.
I was going to say 6.
Whoa.
I
We're
think
saying Jalen Waddle's a 6 out of 10?
Yeah.
Yes.
Jalen Waddle's a top 15 wide receiver.
No, he's not.
Yes,
No, he's not.
might be.
No, he's not.
I don't know about that.
Okay, I'm just going to say 6 is low. Too low.
I think I would say 7, 8, around that range.
Okay, I'm gonna
Because
bump 8 because Hassan
Jair
Jair
Alexander
good,
gives me
exactly.
like an 8. Jalen Waddle gives me a 7.
I
Hassan
did
Reddick.
say Jalen was maybe
Hassan
a little bit
Reddick
lower
gives me
than
like
this.
a middle ground
I'm
between
gonna
those
run
two.
an 8. I could agree with you on 8.
It's
I can
8.
get by an 8.
It's 8.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm,
Okay.
Okay.
You see, okay, but like,
Awesome.
we have to go here.
That's
Who
why
would
you
be an
can
8
say
wide
Eagles.
receiver to you guys?
What?
Who would be an 8 wide receiver to you guys?
I would
I'd
say
say
an
Higgins.
8 would be no.
Jalen Waddle's better than T. Higgins.
I don't think so.
Guys, I think it's the opposite.
Nico Collins is a really good pull. Nico Collins is a
I
really
think
good
Jalen
pull.
Waddle is better
That
than
is the
Nico
pull.
Collins.
Oh,
no.
Oh,
No,
no.
no.
Okay. Oh,
Fine.
no. We
Fine,
can talk
whatever.
about that later.
Whatever.
Oh, no.
Whatever. Well, you know what? We'll
So
leave
the
it at
number's
that.
8. Got it.
It's 8. It's 8.
I say Devontae Smith is like.
I would've said that,
too. I
I'd
would've
have
said
him
around
over
there,
Jalen
too.
Waddle.
They're
Me
the
too.
same level to
Yeah.
me. They're the same level to me. All right. Speaking of Devontae Smith, the Eagles are playing tonight. They're playing the Falcons. Give me your score
excited.
predictions, guys.
Oh,
I mean, it's a
yeah.
little biased with 2 Eagles fans up here, but
I'm not an Eagles fan. I'm an Eagles savant.
Okay.
Anyway, Eagles win 31-17. Devontae Smith has a great game, but I think Dallas Goedert will be the highlight of the game. Jalen Hurts will have a clean sheet for the first time in about, feels like a year. And that's really all I have.
31-17?
Watch out. Yeah, 31-17. Watch out for a Quinyon Mitchell pick from the slot. Nickel.
Ooh, he looks good.
Jenna, what's your score prediction?
Eagles at home. I'm in Kelly Green for a reason. Go Birds. The vibes are good tonight.
Vibes
Nick
are
Foles, retirement. I'm hoping to see another really good game from Saquon. I think that would be really cool at home, first game back. Devontae Smith, I think he's going to shine tonight. And Jahan Dotson, we'll see more of him because of AJ being out. So I'm feeling good about the team. Oh, score prediction. 24-14 Birds.
All right.
I like it.
Carter.
I'm rocking with Philly too. I think this is going to be a low-scoring game. I think no A.J. Brown, Kirk Cousins off the Achilles for Atlanta. He looks slow. Jalen Hurts is a little turnover prone. I got Philly winning. It's in the link, But I think it's going to be like 20-17.
Okay. All right. That's close.
That's fair.
I'm picking Big Kirko, Falcons. Go
Oh,
Birds.
here he
Go
goes.
Falcons. Dirty Birds. Guys, this was fun. We get to do it all semester.
Nolan Smith sack.
Okay, there's another one. Derrick, Jenna, Carter, I was Cade. Oh, watch tomorrow's show. College football. It's going to be a good one. It always is. It always is, guys. It always is, right? Anyway, I'm Cade. This is 360 Sports first show of the semester. Tune in tomorrow. We'll catch you guys.
Later.